Hi, good day viewers. Is it possible to find the magnitude of this force P here, even though the size of this angle here is unknown? Well, let's check it out. We can see at this point here, four concurrent forces of different magnitude and direction are acting on it. And we have the resultant here, which is 1 kilonewton. If we look here, this is the y-axis. So since the y-axis is always perpendicular to the x-axis, that means this line here is the x-axis. Since here it is at right angle with the y-axis, that is, the resultant force is acting directly on the x-axis. Though, we should not forget that since this is the y-axis, this is the negative y-axis, while this is also the negative axis because here this is the positive x-axis. So how can we solve for force P and theta? In equilibrium of forces, when all the forces at a point are represented, including the resultant or reactional force, summation of f of x equal to 0 and summation of f of y is 0. So what is the summation of f of x? Summation of f of x is all the forces acting on the x-axis. Okay, here we have the resultant 1 kilonewton, which is acting directly on the x-axis. Since it is acting directly on the x-axis, that means f of x for resultant is 1 kilonewton. Here, for 400 newton, what is the f of x for 400 newton? The formula for finding the x component is f cos A, where A is the angle the force makes with the x-axis, or f sine B, where B is the angle the force makes with the y-axis. So here, F is 400 Newton, and if you look, the force bisects this right angle here. 90 over 2 is 45 degrees, so A, which is the angle inclined with the x-axis, is 45 degrees. Substituting here now, f of x for 400 Newton is 400 cos 45 degrees, which if we press your calculator equal to 282.84. So f of x equal to 282.84 Newton. Here, f of x for p, since p is in the negative x-axis, f equal to minus p. And here, theta is the angle it makes with the y-axis, that is b equal to theta. Substituting here now, f of x for p is equal to minus p sine theta. Here, for 1000 Newton, since it is in the negative x-axis as well, f equal to minus 100 Newton, and here 70 degree is the angle it makes with the y-axis. So b equal to 70 degree. Substituting here now, f of x for 1000 Newton is equal to minus 1000 sine 70 degree, which if we press the calculator equal to minus 939.69. So f of x for 1000 Newton equal to minus 939.69. And here, for 0.4 kilonewton, you can see is acting directly on the y-axis. That is, it does not act along the x-axis at all. So f of x for 0.4 kilonewton is 0. Now summation of f of x is the summation of all these forces here. So adding up now, summation of f of x is 1 kilonewton plus 282.84 newton minus p sine theta minus 939.69 newton. Converting 1 kilonewton to newton is 1000 newton. 1000 newton plus 282.84 newton minus 939.69 newton is 343.15 newton. So summation of f of x is equal to 343.15 newton minus p sine theta. But here, we acknowledge that summation of f of x equal to 0. Substituting here now, 0 equal to 343.15 newton minus p sine theta. To bring back p sine theta to this side here, we add p sine theta to both sides now. 0.p sine theta equal to 343.15 newton minus p sine theta plus p sine theta. Minus p sine theta plus p sine theta is 0. So p sine theta equal to 343.15 newton. Now coming back to this, summation of f of y equal to 0. What is summation of f of y? It is the summation of all the forces acting along the y-axis. Here, resultant 1 kilonewton we can see is acting directly on the x-axis. That means it does not act on the y-axis at all. So f of y for 1 kilonewton is 0. Here, 400 newton, the f of y for a force is f cos b or f sine A. So for 400 newton, f equal to 400 newton, and here the angle it makes with the y-axis is 45 degree, so b equal to 45 degree. Substituting here now, f of y equal to 400 cos 45 degree, which if you press your calculator equal to 282.84 Newton. So f of y for 400 Newton is 282.84 Newton. Here for this force P here, F equal to P, and the angle it makes with the y-axis is theta. So substituting now, F of y for P equal to P cos theta. Here for this force 1000 Newton, if you look, it is acting on the negative y-axis. So F equal to minus 1000 Newton, and here the angle it makes with the y-axis is 70 degree. So B equal to 70 degree. Now substituting here, f of y for 1000 Newton equal to minus 1000 cos 70 degree, which if you press your calculator equal to minus 342.02. So f of y for 1000 Newton equal to minus 342.02 Newton. And here we can see this 0.4 kilonewton is acted directly on the negative y-axis. So f of y for 0.4 kilonewton is minus 0.4 kilonewton. Minus 0.4 kilonewton if you convert to Newton is minus 400 Newton. So f of y for 0.4 kilonewton is equal to minus 400 Newton. Now summation of f of y is the sum of these forces here. So summing up now, summation of f of y equal to 282.84 Newton plus p cos theta minus 342.02 Newton minus 400 Newton. 282.84 Newton minus 342.02 Newton minus 400, if you press the calculator, is minus 459.18 Newton. So summation of f of y equal to p cos theta minus 459.18 Newton. But here we have summation of f of y equal to 0. So that means summation of f of y equal to p cos theta minus 459.18 Newton equal to 0. Here we can bring back 459.18 to this side by adding it to both sides. Now p cos theta equal to 459.18 Newton. Now we have two equations, p sin theta equal to 343.15 Newton and p cos theta equal to 459.18 Newton. So how can we solve for p and theta now? We can solve the two equations simultaneously by dividing this equation here by the second one here. Now dividing, we have p sin theta over p cos theta equal to 343.15 Newton over 459.18 Newton. Here, this p cancels this p here, and here 343.15 Newton over 459.18 Newton is 0.7473. So sin theta over cos theta equal to 0.7473. Now from trigonometry, we know that tan theta equal to sin theta over cos theta. So if we replace this sin theta over cos theta with tan theta, we're going to have tan theta equal to 0.7473. To find theta, we'll find the tan inverse of 0.7473. So theta equal to tan inverse of 0.7473, which if you press your calculator equal to 36.77. So theta equal to 36.77 degree. Substituting into any of these two equations here, let's substitute here now. P sin 36.77 equal to 343.15 Newton. Sin 36.77 is 0.5986. Dividing both sides by 0.5986, we have P times 0.5986 over 0.5986 equal to 343.15 Newton over 0.5986. Here, 0.5986 cancels 0.5986, and here 343.15 Newton over 0.5986 equal to 573.25 Newton. So P equal to 573.25 Newton. We found the magnitude of force P to be 573.25 Newton, and theta, the angle it makes with the y-axis, is 36.77 degree approximately. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share, and also comment.